Good afternoon, sixth grade media. Sorry I couldn't be here today. One of the things that we are going to do every day at the top of media is shut down our laptops and restart them. Thank you very much in advance for being very cooperative and positive about this. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit the X to close your browser. Anything that you've got a URL in is part of your Chrome browser. So you're going to hit the X to close it. I can't because I'm recording this using this, but you're going to close this. And then you're going to go here to find your little icon. Right now, look at the screen. Look where I'm at. Close your mouse. Don't talk. Raise your hand if you're behind. And we can pause the video. So you're going to click on this and you are going to sign out. Then you are going to, once you sign out, and I can't sign out again because I am recording. Once you sign out, you are going to find a little shutdown button right here, and I want you to click on that to shut down. Okay, and then I'm going to have the sub and Mrs. M are going to make sure that everyone actually has their laptops shut down. We're doing this because I was told incorrectly that whenever you close the lid, your laptops are going to automatically shut down. That is not the case. So some of you may not have shut down since you got your laptops during rollout. And the Chromebooks are going to work much more efficiently and effectively if you shut down. So I appreciate your cooperation in this. Please raise your hand. Do not talk if you need any assistance. And we can pause the video. Next step, we're going to go ahead and turn our Chromebooks back on using the power button. The reason we don't just use the power button to turn the Chromebooks off is because we want to exit Chrome, we want to log off, and then we want to power down. If you just hit the power button, you're making the Chromebook work a little harder than it needs to, and we don't want to do that because we want to take care of the Chromebooks. So we're going to turn it on, and we are going to go to our Piktocharts. So I don't want you to do anything yet. I just want you to watch what I'm doing. This is the one we started last week, and we are not going to do that one. We are going to do something else. We are going to do something called the history of phones. Okay, and this happened to be Media Force. So this is what we're going to do. Before we open Piktochart, there's something we need to do. Please click on a tab. I want every other tab closed. So I'm going to close this tab. I can't close this tab because this is what my Screencastify is running on. But I just want you guys to have two tabs open. And we are going to search history of phones. History of phones. And then we are going to click on images. Please do not speak. Simply raise your hand if you are not here yet, and we will pause the video. History of phones. Click on images. Remember, everything on the internet is not free, so we have to go to the gear. I discovered in class on Friday that some students do not see the gear. What you see is a button called Tools, and then if you click on that, you will find Advanced Search in that. And I couldn't even find the tools in this particular image that I'm showing, but look for a word that says Tools if you don't have the gear. If you have not found the gear yet, please do not speak, raise your hand, and we will pause the video. We're going to go to Advanced Search. Please look at the screen so you know where we're at. Click on the gear, go to Advanced Search. From Advanced Search, we're going to scroll down. Please look at the screen, raise your hand if you are not here yet. And we will pause the video. We're going to scroll down. We're going to click on the usage rights. Please look at the screen. Usage rights. We are going to free to use or share. And then we are going to click on Advanced Search. These are the images that we have the right to use. So the first picture first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on a picture of cell phones. I would prefer that you find this one, but if you can't, that's okay. So we will pause the video until you find the cell phone. If you've opened it like this, it's not going to work, so we don't want that. You guys know this from image searches. 2 fingers, 1 click. Save image as. Save image as is right here. Look up and then look at your computers. Save image as. Don't get ahead of me, please. File management is a really big issue for you guys. I have seen some of your Google Drives and they are a mess. So we are going to fix that so that the next time I look at your Google Drive, I can say, oh my, how beautiful your Google Drive looks. So we are going to go to New Folder. The first thing I want you to do is click on a new folder. My Drive, I just want to be out here loose in my Drive. I'm going to create a new folder. The video I'm showing this in is Media Group 1. So that's what I'm going to save it as. You can save it as Media Group 1, History of Phones. Do I want you to name it this? Yes, I do, because all of my instructions I'm going to say go to Media G1, History of Phones. If you are in Tuesday's class and looking at this video, you would say Media G2. If you are in Friday's class, you would do Media G4 if you're looking at this video. Okay, then you will notice the picture is showing up as download JPEG. So please raise your hand. Do not talk. Simply raise your hand if you are not here yet, and we will pause the video. We are going to change download JPEG. As you can see, all I'm doing is double clicking on it, and I am going to name this cell phone. And we are going to open. So it's going to go into Media G1, History of Phones, and we are going to save the image. So I hit open, and then we are going to save the image. If you need to see that again, simply have the sub rewind the video a little bit, and we can do that. So if you need to see that again, do not talk, simply raise your hand, and we will do that for you. We can pause the video. Picture number 2, we're going to get a total of 4 pictures. Pictures number 2, let's find a rotary phone like this one, a phone similar to this one. It does not have to be this exact image. A phone similar to this. Remember, 2 fingers, 1 click on the trackpad. Save image as. We want to make sure we are saving to that same folder. Google Drive should remember what folder we were working in the last time. And my computer is being very slow. So right here, I have Media G1, History of Phones. That's what I want. I have images.jpg. Remember, we have to keep that file extension. So I am going to rename this rotary phone. And I'm going to save it. I'm going to continue to scroll down. Raise your hand, do not talk if you need to have the video paused so you can catch up with that. I am looking for a very old phone. Well, let's stop here. Let's go with this one. This was one of the first cordless phones. I don't even know if you guys know what a cordless phone is. So remember, 2 fingers, 1 click, save image as. Make sure you are in your Media G1 History of Phones folder. We are going to name this Old Cordless. Old Cordless. All right. Then I'm looking for a Thomas Edison type phone. Really old. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it in here. So let's alter our search. Instead of history of phones, let's go first phone. So search first phone. Let's make sure we're still, nope. We need to click on here and we need to go free to use or share, labeled for non-commercial reuse. I think we're okay here. So as long as we're still labeled for non-commercial reuse, we're okay. And let's see if we can find a nice golden oldie here. Well, this is not what I had in mind, but we're going to do this just for the sake of time. We're going to use this one for the sake of time. And look at this guy on this old cell phone. Huh. All right, 2 fingers, 1 click, save image as. And we're going to name this one early phone. I suppose we could take a picture of this lady here too. So if you'd prefer to use that lady, that's fine. We'll just still do an early phone. Okay, I am Media G1 History of Phones. I'm going to name this early phone. And you can see how deplorably slow the internet is today. I'm recording this on Friday. And then we are going to click Save. So we have 4 images in there. Now comes the tricky part. Because if you did not do file management the way I suggested you do file management, you may not be able to find your pictures. So if you go to your drive, and I'm going to search my drive. I have a lot of folders in my drive, so I'm going to use my search feature in my drive, and I am going to search media. Media G1 History of Phones. I'm going to double click to open it. And there are my 4 images. So if you did not create a folder, and if you did not save it to the correct folder, your option is to go to Recent. And wait for your image to populate there. So if you failed to put your pictures in a folder, everyone who did this right, please continue to be respectful and be quiet while I am showing those who may not have done this correctly how to fix it. We're going to click on the last picture. I'm going to hold down the Shift key, and I'm going to click on the first picture to select the group of pictures. So I clicked 1, hold Shift, click the top one, so you get all 4 of them, and then 2 fingers, 1 click on the trackpad. Raise your hand if you need to wait, and we can pause the video. 2 fingers, 1 click on the trackpad, and then you can move them to and put them in your media folder, or move them to the folder you named that you failed to save them to, just so that you have them. Move to, I'll show you how it looks. And then you can go My Drive. And then right here is where you can create a new folder. So if you click this little button right here, that's where you can do a Media G1 History of Phones folder if you need to. Please raise your hand if you need the video be paused. You do not need to talk. I really appreciate those that did not get this particular step, that were waiting. I appreciate how quiet you were while the others caught up. So we are going to move on. Now we are going to go to our Piktochart. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close Drive because I don't need it. I'm going to close my search. I've got to remember not to close this tab because this is where I'm filming. Now I am going to go to Piktochart. Piktochart. You set up your Piktochart account already. Those of you that did not, those of you that might have been absent, please raise your hand. Do not talk, and we will get you some assistance to get logged in. Just in case anyone was not here when we did this, I'm going to show you how to do this. First of all, you have to click the sign up button. Do not click start for free. Click sign up. If you've already got this, I appreciate your patience. We're going to go through this rather quickly. We're going to click on sign up. I am already signed in. I already have an account. You are going to have a screen that pops up, sign in with Google. You're going to sign in with Google. Then I believe you're going to get a screen that wants your name. So put the first letter of your first name and then your last name in there, and then accept whatever they want. Okay, click on presentation. We'll get more selections there. Go ahead and click on presentation, and we are going to choose, waiting for it to load. I'm looking for what I want. Right here. We're going to use this one where it says web strategy, planning strategy, right here, and then we are going to create. What we're going to do when we get into our Piktochart is we are going to select the block, and we're going to hit X to delete the block. So all I did was click on the block and I hit X, because this is the part of the infographic that I want. So right here, we are going to put history of phones. The first phone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876. And then I want this to be, and this is what historians say, I want my font size here to be, let's go with 22 so we can see it. Okay, the first phone was invented by Alexander Graham Bell in 1876. This is an icon. I am going to delete this icon. I am going to delete this circle, but I'm going to kind of copy the format. Okay, so right now what I want right here, this is where it's going to get tricky. So you really have to pay attention. And this is the last thing we will do today if we have time to do it. We are going to go to uploads. Okay, we want a photo. So we're going to upload. First of all, we're going to upload our photos. So we're going to select the images from our computer. Uploads, select images, uploads, select images. Obviously, we want it from Google Drive. You want all of the pictures that you have saved and named. So I'm looking for Media G1 History of Phones. I'm finding the folder that contains my images. If you did not exercise correct file management, you're going to have a harder time finding your images. That's why this is so important. Then I'm going to click Early Phone. I'm going to hold the Shift key. I'm going to select Cell Phone. I will repeat that. I clicked on Early Phone, hold down the Shift key, select on Cell Phone, or just select all 4 pictures with the Shift key held, and then choose Open. Raise your hand if you need to pause the video. Don't talk. And it's uploading all of the images. So let's go to one of the older phones. This is not the first phone invented by Alexander Graham Bell. This is not what it looked like. But I'm going to go ahead and put this image in there anyway. And I can resize this image. Remember, we want to do it from a corner sizing handle. And as you will notice, you get these little grid lines that pop in that let you know when things are lined up. And you can use your up and down arrows to do some very, very fine tuning if you want. And then you are going to make sure you save this before you close it. So hit save to save it. Make sure there's a check mark there. And then you can click out of it.